Hi everyone, I hope all of you guys are doing well. First of all, I would like to say a little sorry to all of you for not being able to upload a video on this Sunday. The reason for that was because I was a little sick, I was having fever, I was in bed rest, because of which I could not really do much. But I did not want you to miss anything. So today I'm going to upload this video in which I'm going to share with you something important, some techniques which can really help you to take your preparation of UPSC to the next level. Now, these techniques are something that I've learned myself. These techniques are not necessarily that any book or anyone will teach you, because these are developed by me, and I feel this technique can really up your game. See, regardless of whether you are studying for UPSC or not, even if you are working as a student, if you are in college studying as a student, or even if you are someone who's working in a job, couple of these techniques may be modified a little bit according to your own personal preference, can really help you take your game, take your own process of thinking, process of learning, and process of performing to the next level. So I'm going to discuss a couple of those things today, and I hope you understand them. I hope you try them, really try them. See, just watching these videos is not enough, just watching any video is not enough. You have to first see whether it suits you, and then you try to apply it in your real life. That is very important. And this channel is all about learning, about well-being in life, about learning for UPSC. So I hope this will help your UPSC preparation and anything else that you're doing in your normal course of life. So let's go ahead and talk about it. So what is this technique that really helps me, and what I want you to take away from this video today? Well, this technique is basically, number one, making lists of things I will do, and number two, how I make those lists and how I implement those lists, and number three, using the evening time, the late night time before you sleep in a very highly productive way. Instead of wasting that time, what generally happens is we go on our phone and waste a lot of time, we scroll, or we are not able to pay attention because obviously we have studied for the entire day. So how to use that downtime, how to use the time which otherwise goes to waste in a way that can really help you succeed in a very much better way. And in fact, these 1 or 2 hours when your productivity is really low, if your performance in those 1 or 2 hours is good, is better than the other person, then you truly can make a big difference in overall gap between you and the other person. Basically, one of the toppers, once I was listening to her speak, she said that when you are completely tired, and that extra effort that you put in 1 or 2 hours, that is what ends up making the difference, and that does end up making the difference. So I'm going to tell you today how I used to use those unproductive hours of the day, and how I used to make lists, these two things that really transformed the way I think, the way I work, the way I create my processes. Even today, as an IAS officer, when I'm working on various projects, project management requires a lot of these things, and we are doing big projects. So in all these different things, some of these techniques have really even helped me after I have cleared UPSC. Okay, so what are these techniques? See, number one is, when you are, let's say you wake up in the morning 6, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, and you study for the entire day, and in the night, obviously you will be tired because you have a long full day. Or you might be someone who wakes up a little late and then studies later till the night, but then there will always be some period of time which is unproductive for you, where you find it hard to study, where you struggle to study, where you are not able to focus on the things that are in front of you. So what things can you do at that time, in those 1 or 2 hours, that can really take your preparation to the next level? My recommendation to everyone during that time, instead of studying, it is to go back and revise and plan for the next day. Do these two things. When you are having the most unproductive time of your day, instead of studying something new, instead of studying something that is boring you, that is becoming monotonous, that you are not able to focus on, break that particular chain and plan for the next day, or revise something that you already understand well, but you know it is an important topic and you need to revise it, re-revise it, and understand it even at a better depth, have a more grasp on it, so that you can answer that question quickly. So for example, in my schedule, I would wake up at 7 in the morning every day, and then whole day I would study. I have given my schedule, my routine to you in other posts, in other videos as well. But I would sleep normally at around 10:30, 11, 11:15 max. So in the last 3 hours, 2 to 3 hours, from around 9 till 11, or from around 9 to 10:30, 2.5 hours, 1.5 hours here, but let's say it can sometimes be from 8:38, so it varies. So in this last 2.5 hours, what I would do is I would first of all revise whatever I studied on that day. Or if I am already done with revision quickly, I can revise something that I find very, very important in the topics I have studied in the past. So let's say today I have studied history and I have studied the topic on the great Ashokan Empire. So I want to study the main topics. I want to go and revise the main topics during this unproductive time. Because what I'm doing is I'm using my energy, brain energy, my overall energy is low already, but I'm using it at a lower level because obviously I have already studied this, it's fresh in my mind. So it is even becoming more embedded in my mind. I am learning the concept even better, and that will help me to remember this particular topic even more. Then the second thing that happens is you're looking at it from a new set of eyes. Basically, you studied it entire day, then you had dinner, you had your walk or something, and then you're again looking at it. So you will always see something new with it, and you will always, when you discover something new, it sticks to your mind better. Try to visualize it instead of just rereading the points. Try to visualize what you have studied during the day. So that is also one of the ways I would revise. It is not just your rote revision process. It is more of a using different techniques in order to stick it in your mind, right? So for that, for example, I was studying Ashokan Empire. So whatever were the innovations of the Ashokan Empire, whatever were the important contributions of the Ashokan Empire, what was the economic system, how it contributed to the art and life, politically, economically, all these major points I would read, and I would imagine them in my mind as a story, as if I was living in that particular moment of time. And I would make some visual connections. So I would search on Google, for example, at this time, I would search on Google for that particular, let's say there was a mention of some pillar that was erected at that time. So I would go ahead and look at that pillar's image, see where it is located, maybe locate it on a map. And that way I would have greater attachment, visual attachment with that particular fact. So that really helped me to consolidate my study that I had done on that day, number one. And number two, create this immediate link, visual link, be it visual link, be it any kind of reference, be it any kind of point on the map. So all these different ways, it will tie together better in my mind. And of course, when you reread it, when you go through the finer points again, when you, let's say, go to the economic system, the way the trade was done again, then you will always explore certain points that will always stick in your mind. So this is one of the most wonderful techniques of actually solidifying, consolidating, and making your studies very, very productive. The output is going to be much more than just the input. So every day I would do this. Every day, obviously some of the days it was not possible because let's say I'm taking test series on that day in the evening, or maybe I'm using some other ways to study, but normally this was very integral part of my routine, and this really helped me. Now, let's say you don't want to revise what you have studied on that day, you are very confident about it, you have already read it. Then what you can do is you can go back to some important topic which you know is important for UPSC. You have seen it in the previous year questions. So for example, let's say the topic of interest rates in economy. It is a very important topic, and almost every year some question or the other will come in prelims from this particular topic. So the way I would study this particular topic is I would sometimes study in the evening, revise it, even though I might have studied history that day, because I know this is an important topic and I am finding it a little hard for me to focus on this topic. So what I would do is I would go back, look into the syllabus, see what are the important topics, make a list of these important topics which I am finding hard to grasp, and go back to those topics when there is an unproductive time in the evening, just to refresh them in my mind and to take a look back at them, or look at these topics in a new way. A lot of times in the UPSC arena, in the market, in the coaching market, lot of aspirants have been misled by saying just keep revising the same book, just keep revising the same book. That is a very, very bad way of studying. What you want to do is you always want to find new references in order to make it stick better in your memory and have a deeper understanding of that topic, have a better, clearer understanding of that topic, not just deeper but clearer. So for example, if you have studied economic interest rates in economics from a particular book, from Nitin Singhania or from Sanjeev Verma, any book that you prefer, but it is still not clear in your mind, you are not able to solve the previous year questions, it does not make sense to you, that it is not that clear to you. So is it better to go back to that particular source and keep studying it again and again when you are not understanding it? Obviously not. It's common sense that you go somewhere else and look for some other source when you can understand that topic better. What I would do is I would you look for YouTube videos because I can't keep buying books. So I would search on Google, I would read Wikipedia page about it or some other simpler like topics like interests in economics are explained on many other blogs. I would look at some YouTube videos of the US Khan Academy, great videos they have. So those are education channels, those are not coaching channels. So I would look for that, and there I would really find solutions to these kind of things. So that is one of the other ways you can do it. So it is always better for you to go back to topics that are important, make a list of them and study them during these kind of unproductive times when you are a little bit tired, times when you are not sure what else should I do, because that will solidify your overall preparation and help you use your time in a better way. So that is one of the techniques I wanted to talk about. I hope you try it. Try it for the 15 days. I give you a challenge. Try it for 15 days, and if you don't see the change, then let me know. I'm sure you will see a change in your preparation. The second thing is making lists. It is very important that you make a list of what you are going to do the next day in advance on the previous day. Today, I will make a list in the evening of things I'm going to do tomorrow. What is my focus going to be tomorrow? In the morning, I will go ahead and look at the list again, and I will start executing those things. That is very, very important part of the overall process. If you do that, you're already 2-3 steps ahead of everyone else. So what this list can be, this list can be any topics you want to cover, any particular books, chapters you want to cover, any particular test series you want to take on that day, any particular video you want to watch for your preparation purposes, even a list of any break you want to take that day and how you want to take a break. This just simple list of things, and keep this with you every day when you do it and you look at it, back at it. After 1 month, 2 months, you will really see how much you are accomplishing, because here you are getting a sense of what you are doing on every day and you are actually writing it down. See, a lot of UPSC aspirants go ahead and tell me, they complain to me, yes sir, we are not able to really see much, notice much change, notice much progress. We are feeling monotonous, we are feeling little down, we are feeling depressed, anxious. This sort of a journal of lists of things that you've done, if you look back at them, that will help you to get away from that anxiety. It will really help you to bolster your confidence, and that is why I ask you to do those. So do these lists for 30 days and then tell me the kind of difference you are noticing in your preparation. Every day before, let's say tomorrow, so do it today. Some people do it on the same day, but I feel like it is better to not expend your knowledge on the next day. Next day, start with your preparation, do it in the previous day. That will be better, because you will know what you've done so far, and then it will be better to make a list of that for the next day. Alright, so these are the two things, simple things I wanted to talk about today, not very long. I hope this really helps a lot of you, and if you have any questions, let me know. More than happy to answer them on the comments. Thanks, take care, bye bye.